Ever wondered why your heart goes 0 to 60 over someone packing a nice smile and a pair of geeky glasses? Or maybe it's that subtle scent wafting across the room that's got your neurons firing like a pinball machine on free play. Well, buckle up, lovebird, because today we're slicing open the love-struck beast of attraction and poking around its guts to see what makes it tick. From the dizzying highs of dopamine to the sweaty palms of pheromone-fueled passion, we're unraveling the science behind why that special someone makes you want to write bad poetry. And yes, we're talking chemicals, psychology, and the downright weird science of swoon. So, if you've ever found yourself wondering why certain people turn your knees into jelly and not others, you're in the right place. Let's crack the code of Cupid together and find out if it's really just all in our heads or if love's got a lab coat. The basics of attraction. Attraction isn't just about candlelit dinners and heart emojis. Oh no, it's a complex ballet of biology, psychology, and sociology, each playing a unique part in the dance of connection. Let's break down these 3 fundamental pillars and set the stage for a journey into the science of attraction. First up, biology. Attraction at its core can be a game of genes trying to pair up in the most advantageous ways possible. It's not just about survival of the fittest, but also survival of the prettiest, or at least, the most genetically appealing. This means features that suggest health and fertility often take front stage in the subconscious criteria our brains use to judge potential mates. Switching gears to psychology, attraction here is less about the physical and more about the mental. It's where first impressions and past experiences simmer together in a stew of emotional responses. Psychological theories suggest that our attraction to others can be influenced by everything from early childhood experiences to the expectations set by our social circles. It's about finding someone who clicks with our personal quirks and complements our own mental makeup. And finally, there's the social aspect. This dimension of attraction considers the influence of cultural norms, social roles, and expectations. What's deemed attractive in one culture can be a total no-go in another. From the fashion we flaunt to the body language we employ, social signals play a crucial role in the art of attraction. It's all about how well we play the social game and align with the collective ideals of beauty and partnership. Together, these 3 elements weave a complex web that dictates not just who catches our eye, but why they keep it. And as we peel back the layers of each component, we'll discover that the science of attraction is as intricate as it is intriguing. The chemistry of love. Dive into the swirling, thrilling world of hormones and neurotransmitters, where the secret ingredients of attraction brew. It's here in the brain's bustling chemical factories that emotions like love begin to bubble up, influenced by a cocktail of biological substances. Let's start with the big players, dopamine and serotonin, the star-crossed lovers of our neurochemical saga. Dopamine, often dubbed the feel-good hormone, surges through our veins when we encounter someone who sparks our interest. It's the same substance that floods our system when we eat our favorite food or win a prize. This chemical high gives us the euphoria often associated with new love, making every text notification a potential hit of joy. Then there's serotonin, a neurotransmitter that's a bit of a double agent. While it generally helps regulate mood and anxiety, levels actually drop when we fall in love, which might explain why new lovers often exhibit obsessive behaviors similar to those of people with lower serotonin levels, like an OCD. But it's not just about the brain chemicals. Let's talk about hormones. Testosterone and estrogen are the yin and yang in this narrative, driving attraction from a more primal, biological standpoint. Testosterone, associated with aggression and competitiveness in both men and women, also stokes the flames of physical desire. Estrogen, on the other hand, plays a key role in regulating female reproductive functions and enhances the female features that can be cues for fertility and health. Interestingly, the impact of these hormones shows some stark contrasts between genders. For men, a boost in testosterone might increase their drive to attract a partner. Women are often more sensitive to the subtle cues and behavior that testosterone can influence, potentially gauging the suitability of a partner for reproduction and protection. And as if this chemical dance wasn't complex enough, add pheromones to the mix. those mysterious molecules that some scientists believe play a role in human attraction through smell. While the jury is still out on their influence, the idea is that pheromones might signal compatibility on a genetic level, whispering secrets of immunity and genetics that we perceive not through our noses, but subconsciously. As we navigate the attractions and distractions of potential partners, it's clear that a whole lab's worth of chemistry is at play. These interactions not only heighten our physical responses, but shape the very foundation of romantic connections. The psychology behind attraction. Understanding attraction isn't just about chemistry. It's deeply rooted in psychology too. Here, it's all about what happens inside our heads when we meet someone who might just be the one. Psychologists look at attraction through various lenses. One idea is that we tend to like people who make us feel good about ourselves, a concept known as the reinforcement effect model. It suggests that we are more likely to be attracted to someone who rewards us with positivity, whether through compliments, laughter, or good feelings. This makes sense, right? We all enjoy spending time with people who boost our mood. Another angle considers how our decisions about attraction are influenced by our social environment and past experiences. This theory, known as the theory of reasoned action, suggests that our attractions are not just spontaneous. Instead, they are the result of careful, albeit often subconscious, calculations. We think about the potential outcomes of a relationship, what our friends and family might think, and how it aligns with our personal beliefs and values. Our early relationships also shape whom we find attractive. Psychologists believe that the attachments we form in our earliest years set the stage for how we connect with others later in life. For example, if someone grew up in a nurturing environment, they might be drawn to partners who exude warmth and kindness. Conversely, those who experienced less stability might find themselves attracted to partners who bring excitement and unpredictability, even if it isn't always the healthiest choice. Moreover, attraction is not just about looking for a partner who is similar to us. Sometimes, it's the differences that draw us closer. We might find ourselves intrigued by someone from a different background or with different interests, seeing them as a chance to explore new aspects of life. In this complex interplay of emotions and thoughts, our minds use both logic and feelings to guide us in the often perplexing world of dating and relationships. By understanding the psychological underpinnings of attraction, we get a clearer picture of why we feel the way we do about certain people. It shows us that love and attraction are not just matters of the heart, but of the mind as well. Physical attraction. Demystified. Diving into the details, physical attraction often takes the spotlight when we talk about the initial spark between two people. It's no secret that what we see can influence our feelings significantly. But what exactly are we looking for? Scientists point to a few key features that tend to stand out across cultures: symmetry, signs of good health, and specific body ratios. For instance, symmetrical faces are commonly viewed as more attractive. Why? Symmetry suggests good health and genetic fitness, qualities important for reproduction. Another universally appealing trait is a healthy appearance. Clear skin, bright eyes, and good posture are not just signs of physical health. They also suggest youth and fertility. These traits signal to a potential partner that an individual is a good candidate for reproduction, which, from a biological standpoint, is a key factor in attraction. Now, let's talk about body ratios. In women, a waist-to-hip ratio of about 0.7, often seen as indicative of fertility, has been found to be particularly appealing. For men, a V-shaped torso, where the shoulders are broader than the waist, often denotes strength, and by extension, the ability to protect and provide. These preferences highlight how traditional roles and evolutionary influences continue to shape whom we find attractive. These physical features are just part of the story, though. They grab our attention, but it's often something deeper that holds it. While a nice smile or a fit body can turn heads, attraction becomes more complex as we begin to factor in personality, shared values, and emotional connections. Understanding the cues that spark physical attraction can help us recognize the initial steps towards building deeper, more meaningful relationships. It's these connections that transform a fleeting glance into a lasting bond. Smells like attraction. Let's nosedive into an often overlooked yet intriguing aspect of attraction: the power of smell. While it might not be the first thing you notice, our sense of smell plays a critical, if sneaky, role in the complex dance of attraction. Who knew your nose could be such a busybody in your love life? Pheromones, those stealthy chemicals that animals and humans release, have a lot to answer for. They fly under the radar, influencing how we feel about others, often without us even realizing it. These aromatic messengers can carry information about a person's genetic makeup and overall health, potentially affecting how attractive they seem to prospective mates. Here's where it gets interesting for men and women. Men tend to be unwittingly lured by the pheromones women release, particularly during certain times in their reproductive cycle. It's like nature's version of a secret love potion, or perhaps a biological siren song, drawing men closer with a whisper of, "Hey, good genes right here." Women, meanwhile, possess a sort of superpower with their ability to sniff out immune system clues in the scent of men. They often subconsciously prefer those whose immune systems are different from their own. Why? It's all about the babies. Mixing diverse immune systems can lead to healthier offspring. It seems even our immune cells are looking for a good match on Tinder. However, let's not spray the perfume bottle of certainty just yet. The science of pheromones in humans remains a bit murky. While animals clearly use these chemical signals to communicate everything from territory to mating readiness, pinning down the exact role of pheromones in human attraction is still up in the air, literally and figuratively. Despite the lack of a smoking gun, anecdotal evidence suggests that our sniffs and whiffs play a significant role in our social dances, often shaping our first impressions and possibly the fate of potential relationships. So next time you're on a date, you might not just be judging the conversation and the choice of outfit. Your nose could be silently, invisibly conducting its own little investigation. It's a bit like having a secret agent in your nasal passages, making sure you don't end up with someone who might not be the best genetic mashup. Remember, while love might be blind, it definitely has a keen sense of smell. The role of voice in attraction. It turns out, the way someone sounds can strike a chord in our hearts just as much as their looks or scent, playing a symphony that resonates with our deepest instincts. Voice plays a vital role in how we perceive potential partners. Studies show that men often find higher-pitched voices in women more attractive. This preference might relate to perceptions of youth and health, as higher-pitched voices are typically associated with younger and potentially more fertile individuals. It's as if a higher pitch sends a subtle signal, whispering hints about vitality and youth directly into our ears. On the flip side, women generally favor men with deeper voices. This preference isn't just about enjoying bass tones, it's tied to biological cues as well. A deeper voice in a man can signal strength, good health, and genetic fitness, qualities that might contribute to survival and healthy offspring. It's almost like the deeper the voice, the more it echoes an ancient call of robust health and strong genes. But the influence of voice on attraction extends beyond pitch. The way someone speaks, their tone, clarity, and even accent can significantly affect their attractiveness. For instance, a clear, confident voice can be very appealing, suggesting that the person is trustworthy and emotionally stable. A confident articulation suggests competence and poise, traits highly valued in a potential partner. Accents can also play a role in the dynamics of attraction, with some accents being perceived as more charming or intelligent, thus influencing attraction on a cultural or personal level. Whether it's a rolling Scottish burr or a crisp British accent, the way words are pronounced can add an exotic charm or a familiar comfort, drawing people closer. Furthermore, the speed and volume at which someone speaks can also impact perceptions. A fast talker might be seen as more energetic and passionate, while someone who speaks slowly may be perceived as more deliberate and potentially more thoughtful. Interestingly, our voice preferences aren't just random. They're deeply rooted in evolutionary biology. Just as animals use calls to attract mates or assert dominance, humans subconsciously respond to voices in ways that might have helped our ancestors choose suitable partners. This evolutionary perspective suggests that our attraction to certain vocal traits is not just about cultural preferences, but also about biological imperatives. When you hear someone's voice and feel a spark, remember, it's not so much about the words they choose, but how they say them that might be weaving the spell of attraction. The melody of a voice can indeed make the heart sing, drawing us inexplicably towards someone as if their vocal cords were strumming on our emotional strings. Brainy is the new sexy. Ever heard the phrase, brains over beauty? Well, it turns out there's a lot of truth to it when it comes to attraction. Intelligence and creativity are not just bonuses, they're major players in the game of love. Let's dive into how being brainy can make someone more appealing and why smart really is the new sexy. First up, intelligence. It's a big draw, especially when it comes to looking for a serious partner. Someone who is sharp and quick-witted can keep conversations lively and challenging, which many find incredibly attractive. This attraction to intelligence is known as sapiosexuality, where a person's mind is what turns you on the most. It makes sense if you think about it. A smart partner can offer more interesting discussions, better problem-solving skills, and a deeper understanding of the world. But intelligence isn't just about acing tests or having a high IQ. It's also about being curious and eager to learn new things. A curious partner brings a sense of adventure and discovery to a relationship, always keeping things fresh and exciting. They're the ones who might suggest an impromptu trip to a museum or a deep conversation about why the sky is blue, sparking joy and wonder in everyday moments. Creativity is another major plus. Creative individuals bring a unique perspective to life. They can find beauty and opportunities where others see none, which can be very appealing. They often approach problems and challenges with out-of-the-box thinking, leading to solutions that are not only effective, but also intriguing. Whether they're artists, musicians, writers, or just creative thinkers, their ability to see the world differently can make everyday life feel like a shared adventure. Creative people also tend to be more emotionally expressive, which can enhance emotional connections within a relationship. They use their creativity to express love and affection in unique ways, perhaps through a handwritten poem, a song, or even a custom piece of art. This kind of personalized expression of feelings can make partners feel more special and cherished. In relationships, both intelligence and creativity help in navigating life's ups and downs. Smart partners can strategize and plan, offering solutions and ideas that keep the relationship moving forward. Creative partners, on the other hand, add a layer of depth and excitement, turning even the mundane into something magical. Moreover, a brainy partner often has a good sense of humor. They can play with words, make clever jokes, or come up with witty remarks that keep the laughter flowing. Humor is not only a sign of intelligence, but also a critical element in creating a joyful and resilient relationship. Laughing together binds people, helping them to overcome the stresses of daily life and deepen their connection. The power of proximity and familiarity. Ever noticed how you tend to grow fonder of people you see often? There's a science behind this, and it revolves around the concepts of proximity and familiarity. These factors play a significant role in shaping our attractions, more than we might initially think. Proximity means being physically near someone, and it greatly increases the chances of attraction. This is because being close to someone allows for more interactions, which can lead to a greater sense of comfort and, eventually, attraction. Think about it. The more you see someone at school, work, or in your neighborhood, the more likely you are to strike up a conversation and find common interests. This frequent interaction can build a foundation for attraction to grow. Familiarity, on the other hand, refers to the feeling of comfort and recognition we experience when we encounter something or someone regularly. Familiarity breeds liking due to the mere exposure effect, a psychological phenomenon where people tend to develop a preference for things merely because they are familiar with them. So, if you're regularly bumping into someone, your brain starts to include them in your comfort zone, making you more open to the idea of a relationship. This connection between proximity and familiarity has a practical basis too. Being near someone often means you share similar environments and challenges, which can make it easier to form a bond. You have more opportunities to share experiences, face similar problems, and support each other, which can strengthen emotional connections. Moreover, proximity and familiarity can also influence how well you understand each other's nonverbal cues, such as gestures, facial expressions, and tones of voice. Over time, this deep understanding can lead to a smoother and more intuitive communication style, which is a big plus in any relationship. It's like becoming fluent in someone else's personal language, which can make interactions more enjoyable and less prone to misunderstandings. But there's more to it than just being physically close. Emotional proximity, or emotional closeness, develops when people share personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This kind of sharing creates intimacy and trust, which are pillars of a strong relationship. When you feel emotionally close to someone, it's not just about liking them because they are nearby. It's about valuing them for the emotional support and understanding they offer. In today's digital age, proximity has also taken on a new form through social media and messaging apps. You can feel close to someone you frequently interact with online, even if you're physically miles apart. Digital interactions can help maintain and even enhance relationships, making the geographical distance less of a barrier to emotional closeness. The combination of physical proximity, familiarity, and emotional closeness creates a powerful trio that can significantly influence who we are attracted to and why. It shows that sometimes attraction isn't just about striking looks or dazzling personality traits. Often, it's about the comfort of familiarity and the simple joy of easy companionship that comes from just being around someone enough to really get to know them.